Hey guys, Josh here. Apologies that we've been gone for a very long time. We were on some away missions that got a little hectic. We did record long ago. That recording has been found in the databases of Starfleet, my computer. And now we will finally be able to share with you our thoughts on how Season 2 ended. A little bit on the Picard series. At the time, we didn't have too much info or even a teaser trailer, I believe. And if we did, forgive me, it's in this show. Anyway, lot to talk about before we get into the show. We are behind on talking about some of these new interesting news items. So, first off, of course, yes, the Picard trailer premiered. Loved it. I really thought it was great. Data at the end was just, tugging at the heartstrings. I love me some Data. 7 of 9, excellent. I love how she's talking like a normal human, which is understandable since she's been on Earth now for over 20 years. There's a lot of good possibilities of the show, and I just hope they keep just giving us what we want, for the most part. Hopefully these new showrunners and such will allow the old popular parts of Trek to seep into this new material so we can all be satisfied, even new fans as well, who may not pick up on some of this history they don't know of. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff. I cannot wait for that to premiere. Steve and I do plan on doing a show on that, on Picard, so stay tuned for that. Also, we've gotten some more news on short treks, the animation style, and the characters involved, which looks pretty good. The animation I wish was a little bit better, so we'll see. It expands the Star Trek universe further, and we're due for an animated show. And also, we're going to get one with Nickelodeon, which is kid-centric. So, yeah, I'm all for it, as long as it's good, of course. It's written well. I don't know, I just want some good people involved who like Star Trek. I think that's what we all want. There's so much to do with this universe, so many possibilities. And more content, of course, should be a good thing, and hopefully is. Hopefully it's not rushed. I think TNG ran a good chunk of time before DS9 got involved. So yeah, we have that. And we also have news about some short treks, which will help fill in the gaps between Season 2 finale and when Picard premieres. Those look like they're heavily featuring the Captain PIke crew, which is great because I would love them to have a spinoff. Very concerned about the Ensign Spock episode they're having due to the fact that they're wearing the new uniforms that were said to be new at the beginning of Season 2. And now it's just, I guess they forgot they said that. So that's all kind of disconcerting. But hey, let's be positive. Gene Roddenberry would want us to be. In the future, I do plan on creating some more content around Star Trek, whether it's with me and Steve or myself, just given scheduling and time constraints. I do plan on sharing my thoughts about the DS9 documentary that I saw in the theater, which is now out, and I need to purchase that, and I look forward to talking to you guys about that. Also, we'll plan on doing some commentaries with Picard and any of the shows, basically, that come our way. So stay tuned for all that. Again, apologies it took us so long to get this episode to you. It's mostly my fault. In the meantime, enjoy this. And if you're still finishing up Season 2, we're right on time for you. This show is a part of the Field of Geeks network, which we have a variety of shows in the works. The original podcast, this Star Trek Mission Report podcast, and a brand new show called The Super Unknown. It explores all of the world's mysteries, ranging from true crime, aliens, basically anything that's unexplained or just not known of, we cover. So, all that said, please give us a follow. Field of Geeks, much appreciated, and we definitely appreciate you. So with that said, please enjoy this episode, and we'll be back very soon. Live long and prosper. welcome back to Star Trek Discovery Mission Report. I'm Josh.
I'm Steve.
So apologies, I know it's been a while.
It's all on me. This one is on me.
I think sometimes it was me.
I don't know. I've had a wacky schedule over the last couple months, so
right.
I take accountability on this one.
Intergalactic treaties can do that.
You know,
so.
I've been so busy in the Romulan system.
Yeah.
And it's just...
Someone's got to handle it.
Someone's got to handle it.
Yeah. Who's going to do it? It's not going to be me.
It's not going to be you. It's going to be me.
So yeah, today we're going to be talking some Star Trek news real quick. Got a few items, and then we're going to kind of just go all over the place with the episodes that will catch us up for the Season 2 finale. Light and Shadows, if memory serves, Project Daedalus, the Red Angel, Perpetual Infinity, Through the Valley of Shadows, and Such Sweet Sorrow. Quickly with the news, looks like in Dublin, Ireland, a local fan of Trek has began a petition to get a Miles O'Brien statue.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Give him the statue.
I know. I actually signed a petition last night.
Nice.
Yeah. He said, like, if they met their goal, the proposal would go to the Dublin City Council, and then they would, I guess, approve, and then they'd hire an artist to commission it. I think the signature goal was 1,000, and when I signed last night, it was 2,655.
Nice.
So I think we've got a possibility there.
The possibility for Miles O'Brien.
Road trip to Dublin. So yeah, it would be in the streets of Dublin if this happens. And of course, Chief O'Brien, you know, he was played by Colm Meaney, I believe that's how you say his name. Yeah. TNG and DS9.
Yeah.
So he crossed over 2 series. So very cool character. Never really became Scotty. I don't know. DS9, he wasn't really an engineer on DS9, was he?
Yeah, he kind of was.
He was, okay. Yeah.
But, I mean, you know, they didn't really necessarily have an engine room, but he was still the fix-it guy and, you know, shields and weapons and the whole thing. But
yeah, because TNG, they were trying to find, I think they were trying to find the next Scotty.
Right.
And they finally got Geordi.
Mm-hmm.
And then O'Brien stood, you know, I don't know what he did on the ship. I know
he could only beam so many people over to another spot.
Boring job.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are we buying any planets this week? What's going on?
He got promoted to fry cook of DS9 and
nice.
Took off.
Gawk.
Yep, go ahead.
So yeah, I'll provide a link in the show notes if you guys want to sign that petition. Hoping that it's kind of a done deal, but we'll stay tuned to see. That's really cool.
Sweet.
As we know, a lot of Star Trek shows are being created as we speak. Jumping ahead a little bit, I hope we get a PIke series.
Man, wouldn't that be amazing?
That'd be silly not to have one. They built those sets.
Just name it PIke.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Why not?
That's it.
Yeah.
PIke.
Yeah. Give us the rest of the missions or whatever, fill in the gaps, basically. Yeah, that would really be cool. From what I heard, those sets are like permanent sets, so they built them for a reason, unless they're going to they'll probably dress them up as different things, I assume, but Maybe. It's a beautiful set.
Yeah, exactly. And I'd love to see a show with him in it.
Yeah. I hope secretly they're working on something.
Right.
Because, you know, these actors, they're going to have other jobs come up and you're going to lose them, so.
Yeah, and they're locked into Star Trek lore now, so.
And people love it. I mean, you know, not to say Season 2 was terrible. I don't think that at all, but this has been a real highlight of Season 2, and people want more, so. Give the people what they want. That's what I'm basically saying.
Exactly.
So Star Trek Picard, of course, Stewart broke this like almost a year ago, I think. He was coming back, and very exciting. And they've been developing it, and they had a presentation, and they played like a little trailer of Jean-Luc, I guess, visiting Starfleet or at Starfleet, and he just had like this futuristic blazer on.
Yeah.
And I watched the leaked clip, but he apparently goes up to one of the ensigns there or something, and they don't recognize him. There's kind of a lot of humor in it, so it might be a different tone. I don't know. Although they do say it's going to be darker, so not sure. That could just be it almost felt like a commercial. Like the dudes, they showed the uniforms, the very Voyager-like, except the collar goes up like TNG, but it's the same color.
Oh, okay.
And it's like V zipped down, you know, a little bit, and the badge is pretty cool from what I've seen. I haven't seen a lot of it, but very intriguing. A lot of colors, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, awesome.
Whether we get him in an outfit or not, that's another question.
Right, we'll see.
But last week, of course, we got the teaser, which at first I thought was fan made. I didn't think it was real. What do you think? I know it wasn't much, but it was kind of a cool tease, I think.
Yeah, I like the futuristic tractors. The farming in the future.
Yeah,
it's my next band name. But yeah, I mean, there wasn't a lot there. And who's doing the voiceover? Do we know?
No, it almost sounded like Michael Burnham, and I was like, why? And it wasn't her. Yeah. But I don't know. It's probably just someone we don't know yet, or maybe she's a descendant of one of the people we've come to know.
It could be. I don't know. Like I said, it was really brief, and it's. I mean, it's enough to. I mean, they don't have to even make a trailer for me to want to watch it. But
true.
At the same time, I'm excited to kind of see where they go with it.
It is a tease, that's for sure. Yeah. You're like, oh my gosh, that's so cool, and you don't see much of him.
You see him at the very end.
Yeah, you see his hands and stuff at the vineyard, and you see the wine, Picard wine, which I want. I don't care how bad it tastes. I will become a wine drinker over that. That's so cool. I wonder if they will make some just for like fans to have.
I don't know. I bought some Game of Thrones wine.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Haven't drank it yet. We were going to drink it the night of the.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But that just didn't happen.
Oh, isn't it like Bacardi or something?
I don't know. To be honest,
you don't know.
There was a red and a white.
Where'd you find it?
They had it at the Hy-Vee drugstore on. Ashworth and 60th.
So Game of Thrones is mainstream, apparently.
Apparently, yeah.
I'm kidding. I haven't seen it yet. I'm terrible, but.
It's a small indie show.
Yeah.
I don't even know where you can find it.
Like few people watching. Yeah, not a whole lot. So yeah, got to see his face at the end of the teaser. Basically, he was being asked by a superior, I assume. She said something about a Romulan mission or rescue mission. I think that's what it was. And then she addressed him as Admiral. So a lot of people are like, oh, he didn't listen to Kirk.
Right, I saw an article about that.
Unless they're forgetting generations, they're like, that didn't happen. Maybe that's the effort to bring Kirk back. Like, he didn't die, because that didn't happen.
Yeah, we're just going to pretend that one didn't exist.
Just in the Nexus, whatever the hell that thing is. Wouldn't that suck if he just now came out of the Nexus? All what we've seen before? Well, Nemesis is okay. We could live with that, I think. But yeah, it looks good. I'm really excited. A lot of people are hoping that it opens kind of like best of, or not best of both worlds. I'm sorry, all good things.
Yeah.
Obviously a modern look. They're not going to look exactly like they did in that show. That was like over 20 years ago. Right. But I would really love to see Geordi approach him on, in the vineyard. That would be so cool. Yeah,
Data's going to be in it.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah, that's going to be very interesting because we've talked about that before. Like, how do you bring him back? Because he doesn't age. People say, well, he could accept aging, and he did in the finale of TNG, where he just put that little skunk.
Didn't he die in the last movie?
Nemesis, but B4 was created basically so he could live on. And in the comics, they pretty much replaced B4 with Data.
Yeah.
He became a captain, so I don't know if they'll honor that much. I think it'll be based on the Countdown comic a little bit. So I hope to see him. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think CGI elements? That might be distracting, but obviously Spiner's, it's like age, skin's hanging a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on the makeup job or if they explain it away. Mm-hmm. I'm happy either way. But yeah, as long as it's not too distracting, if they do CGI it.
Yeah.
Or maybe they show them in flashback somehow. I don't know.
There's talk of that too, like a voiceover maybe or something. I know in one of the comics, LaForge captains like the Enterprise G maybe, and it's like the whole ship's like Data, basically. All these holograms of Data, and Data's a ship computer.
Wow,
that'd be a really cool concept. I don't know if I'll go into that, but. Yeah, there's so many possibilities. I know they had like a casting call, and it's kind of like a ragtag crew, kind of like a Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
I really hope they stick with Trek, not try to, I don't know, with the new showrunners and stuff. Like, I appreciate what they're doing, but I'm also nervous at the same time. It's like, this isn't Star Wars. Let's just keep it the way it is, But modernize it again, of course. So I look forward to it, though. Yeah, it's gonna be later this year. So That'll be very exciting. Maybe we can cover that while we wait for Discovery to come back.
Yeah.
So, did you ever happen to catch the short treks at all?
I never did. Are they on All Access?
Yes.
I don't know why I couldn't find them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If you like scroll to the left or swipe to the left, whatever, they come up. No, they're good, and they don't take too long to watch. Some of them have been very helpful, like this season. Like it's helped predict actually, like returning character was in one of the shorts.
Right.
So the queen chick at the end, she was introduced in one of the shorts. Tilly like helped her accept being a queen and beamed her off the ship. So yeah, it's kind of cool
character too.
Yeah, that was a really cool character, and I liked the special effects with the eyelids. That
was awesome, actually.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, I liked her personality and stuff. So yeah, I guess we're pretty much caught up. I did go see the DS9 documentary, What We Left Behind. I will review that probably separately, just because I'm still trying to gather my thoughts. I did like it, don't get me wrong, I did like it. I just wanted to maybe geek out a little bit more about it when I had more time.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but no, it was an awesome documentary, and I can't wait. It comes out in August, I believe. So
okay,
well, let's dive into the topics from the episodes that finished out season 2. So I guess to start it off, these are kind of out of order, so we'll just kind of go over the place, and of course chime in with anything I miss. I'm probably going to miss a few things, but let's talk the new Spock. I don't think we got to talk too much about that. We knew Ethan Peck, the grandson of Gregory Peck, was cast the part, and he had the Nimoy family blessing.
Right.
What'd you think of his performance?
Killed it.
Yeah.
Killed it. And, it was one of those things where I wasn't sure, just because you don't see him, and, it's such an iconic role.
They really teased it.
They really
teased
it, yeah. And, there wasn't a lot of dialogue, with the teasers and the whole thing, but yeah, I don't know, that he earned his Spock years, I think.
I agree. I think he even did better than Quinto.
Yeah, who was also great.
Right, true. Yep.
He just, it was perfect. I mean, they really nailed Sarek and this kid, and Spock, in the show. So yeah, I loved it.
Yeah,
great performance. I'd love to see him again.
Of course, people freaked out about the beard and the longer hair, and I'm thinking like, okay, this is just like the other things about the season. These fans, these fans are going crazy. It's like, relax. This is 100 years before
exactly
all the other stuff happened, and Spock's gonna cut his hair eventually. Spoiler, he did. Yeah, it's the last scene of the show of the season, but it's worth it. It's really cool.
Like he's not going to. People need to relax.
And I know after he shaved, you were like, oh, you kind of look better with the beard. I'm like, okay, he's not Leonard Nimoy, people.
Set yourself on fire, please.
Yeah, right. Just relax. Because, if he kept the beard, you'd be freaking out, too.
Exactly.
So, and, of course, the Spock was a little bit more emotional, which I think matches up with the Cage, because he, smiled in that pilot. Yeah. And that was kind of undeveloped character at the time. Nimoy was, he was playing opposite Jeffrey Hunter, who was very serious, so he felt like he had to kind of uplift the show. And then when, obviously, Shatner came on, he could totally be himself, the straight character. But, yeah, dyslexia... What do you think about that? Him having that, which is very common these days.
It's very common. I don't know. It didn't throw me off for a loop where I was like, oh, come on. Yeah. What are they doing? And I wasn't emotionally invested in thinking, oh, poor Spock. Yeah. So to me, it was just there. And it was a plot device.
I have a daughter who has dyslexia, and so that was, I appreciate that. Same time, though, this character is already interesting enough. Right. You really don't need to do this. I get what they're doing. They want to recognize all kinds of walks of life, but it's like maybe there's a certain point where just cast a different Vulcan, or give us a different family. That way you have more freedom to...
I have 3 elbows on my right arm. I want to make sure I'm represented in somewhere.
Well, season 3.
So season 3, good.
Coming your way.
Excellent.
900 some years in the future. They finally caught up. It kind of bothered me, but at the same time, I was just like, it's not terrible. It's not the worst thing they could do to him.
And they use that as a plot device for that one.
Which is kind of smart, because that was a cool reveal at the end. Of course, we're talking Talos 4, which, wow, that was really cool. They touched on that.
Yeah, that was awesome, actually.
That was a nice revisit.
That was great, yeah.
Of course, they did the flashback intro, which I was like, whoa, that's so cool. Yeah. Like, hey, this is what it was before.
Yep.
And they're acting like it's the same thing. And then they had that cool transition of Hunter at the end, and then to Mount. So you get those two Pikes right there, basically acknowledging we're the same character and all that. Of course, fans, the haters kind of are the more critical, let's say, not the haters per se, but they...
I'll call them haters. You can be nice.
Yeah. Me, I'm really nice.
I'm the jerk.
I'm too nice, yeah. I'm a used car salesman in training. People are like, well, they should have reshot all those scenes, because that's just kind of confusing. And I'm thinking, well, we got to keep in mind there's a budget.
Right.
And let's be honest, if they redid those scenes, you would be pissed.
Oh, yeah.
So just shut up.
Yeah. It's just outrage for outrage's sake.
Yeah. Hey, it would be cool, but you know how much work that would be?
Oh, God.
I mean, it's just silly, but... they did redesign the Talosians. What did you think of the redesign on them?
I thought it looked good.
I did too.
Yeah, I had zero problem with it at all. I thought that was probably one of my favorite parts of the season, was that whole piece.
I guess there's one thing that didn't really bother me too much, and I can't remember the reasoning for it, but the original Talosians were all female actresses, of course. I think the lead was a male this time around. Some people were bothered by that. I didn't really think it was a big deal, but yeah, I don't know. It was like, was it really hard to just ask another female actress to take the lead?
Right.
You could have cast like Meryl Streep or something.
Exactly.
But yeah, the redesign is not jarring as the Klingons to me. The Klingons, of course, they're looking better.
Yeah.
But still, I don't like the claws for hands. A lot of people are starting to accept it more, but I don't know. I just want them to go back to... Because I can't imagine seeing Worf like that.
Right.
Just kind of off-putting.
Yeah, I miss my old Klingons.
Yeah. I mean, they refined that look so well. It just feels like they always have to reinvent the Klingon look when you have all these other species you could tackle,
Right.
Their redesign, the Talosians, was really cool. Yeah, I liked how they tricked... Section 31 at the end when Spock and Michael beamed off the planet.
Right.
Because at first you're like, oh my gosh, they're caught. And it was just all an illusion. So that was cool. We get to see Vina, which is recasted, of course.
Right.
I don't think we needed to really see their disfigurement, but I get what they're doing. I mean, they're trying to remind people. It's kind of like what Force Awakens did. It's kind of a retread, but it's fine. I wish that we would have seen a more familiar set, maybe. Obviously in the caves was familiar to me, but like, you remember the destruction up top where the Enterprise fired that big laser cannon, and they weren't making any progress, but in real life they actually blew the hell out of it, and at the end you see all this smoke coming from it. That would have been kind of cool to see in the background, but I mean, this show is very well produced, let's face it, and it was really refreshing. Before the season, I watched The Cage and talked to the Doctor Who podcast about that episode, and it was really cool. I think that's my only problem is I wish they would have casted the other characters from that pilot, you know. But hey, if we get a spinoff, we're
gonna see more. Hopefully, right? Yeah,
that'd be cool. So I really Talos 4 was really a nice treat, I thought. It was really cool. I wouldn't mind going back there. It's nice that we know Pike's future. Yeah. Like, he's going to go back there. Spoiler alert.
There you go, right?
From a 60s episode. But speaking of Pike, is Pike's destiny. He went to the time crystal planet, Klingon planet Boreth, I believe that's how you say it. And I guess the protectors there, they're kind of in their own timeline. And this was intriguing. Vok and L'Rell's child they had earlier on in the season, just a baby. Yeah. Now he's a fully grown man.
Yeah. He's the one guiding him around.
Yeah. Tenevik?
Yeah.
I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
I think that was really cool. Kind of weird they have a bunch of time crystals,
Right.
But a little extreme, but I don't know. What do you think about the whole time crystal thing?
I think I introduced a new element.
Yeah. I mean, it's expanding the universe, I guess.
For sure. It didn't bother me. I mean, it's sci-fi.
Right.
You know, and if they're not stretching the limits a little bit, you know, why are we doing it?
Yeah, it kind of frustrates me when I see a lot of fans who are more forgiving of other sci-fi for doing new things, but with Star Trek, they're very strict.
Right.
They contradict what they're saying about other shows.
Yeah.
And it, you know, it's kind of, in a way, it's nice to know people really care about Trek that much.
Well, yeah.
You know,
but I mean, if you look at it, every Trek pushed the limit in a way.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
Deep Space Nine with their storylines, and you know the much heavier approach to the Star Trek universe, and
yeah, it got very dark.
Yeah, I mean, you have Q in Next Gen. You know, and Voyager just flipped the script on everything. You know, I mean, there's always a lot of boundaries that are being pushed, and you know, Discovery pushed a lot of boundaries, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Sure. I mean, if anything, I kind of want it to slow down more. I think it's a little too fast paced because you're just kind of like anxiety driven. I think, you know, back a few years ago, we wanted movies to keep us interested with all the action, and now we got the MCU films, and you almost get anxiety, you know, from watching these. Like, you're sweating in the seat, you know, and you're just like,
it's so much,
so exhausted. So, you know, in theory, it was a cool thing in the first few times, but now it's like, I would appreciate a little subtlety, like slow down a little bit. Let's just catch our breath. And I'm hoping season 3 does that a little bit more. Like, doesn't need to be so fast. Season finale, I think the first part was really good. Second part, you know, I don't know, kind of dragged a little bit to me. Very fast paced.
Right.
What did you think about the season finale itself?
You know, I liked it. I mean, I know that I think it's an interesting way to negate Discovery's existence a little bit. Yeah. You know, with the jump to the future and the whole thing, and you know, the only people that really know about it is Pike and those guys, and you know, they're on the whole sworn to secrecy situation, and you know, so I mean, they do a nice job trying to explain that out. But while I thought season 2 was better than season 1, I'm with you. I mean, it was very rushed, and there was so much packed in. Yeah. It is. It's stressful. It doesn't give you a chance to kind of slow down and reflect. And you know, I'd like to see more subplots with some of the different characters, and you know, any episode of Next Gen or that whole time frame, Voyager. Sure. You know, you have episodes that are almost to a crawl. You know, I mean, almost to a fall. Yeah. But, you know, and now we don't have a chance to breathe, you know, and that'd be nice.
Yeah, and if you can capture someone's interest when it slows down, that's really good writing.
Oh, yeah.
If you do fast-paced, I think that can hide a lot of faulty writing, you know? I know they kept saying, like, oh, just wait, it's the end of season 2. It's gonna connect to canon and stuff. I kind of thought that was really shoehorned in a way. Like, I think they could have I don't know, approached it differently, let's say.
It was too compacted in.
It's just like, hey, forget about all this stuff. It's like, wait a minute, what? What about the Klingons and the other species that fought? They're gonna forget? Yeah, so it's like,
everyone knew Discovery and you know, their jump capabilities and the whole thing, and
you know, the Klingons will agree to. It's nothing happened.
We'll sign these disclosures and you know, make sure nobody ever talks.
Sure, and then like flipping them off at the same time, wipe their ass with it or something. There you go. Yeah, I kind of thought that was a little extreme. Like, okay, you know, I think the Section 31, everyone's like, good, keep that secretive. You know, Ash Tyler's in charge of it now. That's cool. You know, I knew that. I mean, this is 100 years before. People were freaking about the Section 31. When, in fact, I bet back in the day, they might have freaked out just the introduction of Section 31, you know? So it's like, try to remember where you were and try to be like an old Star Trek fan like you are now back then. Yeah. What? Section 31? What the hell's this? Right. Or even DS9 in general. Like, this isn't Roddenberry's vision.
But that's why I didn't watch it. Yeah. When it was first run.
Yeah.
You know, it just didn't appeal to me, and it didn't... And that's me that I didn't give it a chance. Yeah. You know, that wasn't... I did not base that off of logic or any sort of educated opinion. Right. It was just that it seemed too different, and I wanted my starships, you know, and the adventure piece. Yeah. And it turned out Deep Space Nine was the best of them all.
Yeah, just give someone a chance, you know? You know, and it takes a few seasons sometimes for these shows to just kind of reach that peak level. Like TNG, you know, there's a lot of behind the scenes drama.
3 up, I mean, they hit the stride.
I think Discovery's hit it better than TNG, but they never had a full thought out plan for a season.
Right.
They've always been like trying to finagle what was happening, because we had Brian Fuller's original showrunner, and then he left, and then I think these other two took over, and then they ended up leaving because they were jamming up the budget for the show. So Kurtzman totally took control mid-season. I think a lot of this Red Angel stuff was going to be different.
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts on the Red Angel? Like, are you satisfied with the outcome of that, or were you hoping for something a little bit more supernatural? Well, I guess time travel is supernatural.
Right. I wasn't hoping for Burnham to be the Red Angel.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not. Well, I know this is her mom, right?
Well, yeah, that was
right.
It was kind of like. It's like, we know we'll piss them off if we tell them right away she's the Red Angel. So let's do the mom, and then we'll do Burnham as the Red Angel, and it'll be more accepting. And actually, it was, but still not.
But it's it didn't have to be that way. But I don't know. I don't know who it could have been. It doesn't.
Yeah, it was just one of those things. I'm just cautious about any big setups anymore. It's like the payoff's usually not that great, and this payoff was all right. It still was kind of like, did it have to be this giant event? Like, couldn't it have been like a planetary threat or something, kind of like how Star Wars does the Death Star every damn movie, it seems. Not to say this was like done before, because it wasn't. This totally new thing, but I like Michael Burnham as a character, and I thought in the beginning it was really intriguing to focus on one character, but now that we got these other cool characters, like, I want to see more of them, and I want them to shine, and maybe they could do something fantastical, like be a Red Angel. But it was kind of cool at first, the whole mom thing. You thought, I didn't think the reunion was going to go down that way. Like, at first it was very like, she's like, because she's seen her die so many times, she's just kind of like severed any feelings.
And I get that.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting writing there.
Yeah, it was good. And it was cool to see how Michael got her name, because she got it from her dad. Yeah. Which I never thought that's how it was, because that was neat. It was kind of like a Star Wars New Hope. Luke and his uncles and aunts, that scene, or like a Rogue One. They're all gathered eating whatever they're doing. It's been a while since I've seen it, but of course they had to get out of there really quick, and I guess the mom got stuck in that, like, wherever she went, she couldn't fix it like she thought she could, and then she ended up getting sucked in there. I kind of thought they half-assed fix that whole how those people got moved to that other planet, because she's like, I just moved them, and I wish they would have explained her tech more, like the tech to move all these people. How'd you do that?
Like an intergalactic U-Haul.
That's
I don't know
crazy.
what happened.
Go to sleep.
Shh, don't question this part.
What's that compound people use to knock people out with a
chloroform?
It's like shh. But when Burnham, like that episode where Burnham, they thought it was her, I think, and because the signature was
her DNA,
and you didn't think, it's her mom. But when she had to die, that was a build-up. Like, I felt really nervous for her and anxious. Like, they captured that pretty well, I think. And Spock was like, no, doctor, you're not going out there. I'm like, damn, Spock. But she gets beamed by her mom. Yeah. They don't ever explain that. And that kind of annoyed me. Like, I thought we were going to get some answers here, If anything, to answer mysteries, let's answer the tech and not maybe what the entity is. I don't know. But that was pretty cool. The suit's very Iron Man-like. Oh yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was awesome.
And they of course built a new suit, which that was really quick build.
Yeah, some good replicating.
It's like,
I don't know what happened there.
It's like an escape room build. Like, we gotta get out of here in 30 minutes, but we have time for all these goodbyes.
Exactly.
I know, because like those goodbyes are great, but it's like, it didn't feel like it was the right time to do those. Like, let's get on that suit and 3D print that shit, and let's go get the 3M tape out. That was something. But the Red Angel, it didn't turn out as bad as I was afraid it was going to be. Yeah, but that's what's nice about the season 3 is, like, I think we're finally gonna have like a well thought out vision, and that's what I want them to do. And
if they're doing their thing now in the future, they can really explore what they want to explore and kind of go off in their own direction. They spent 2 seasons trying to explain Star Trek to everybody. you know.
Right.
And they did it really fast.
Yeah, they did, and I get that because it's new age. You know, our attention spans are very short, but maybe don't put so much money into the shows, and then you can just kind of like. There's that scene where there's a lot of opening beautiful shots in this season with the Discovery. Like they shot it differently. Looks like I don't know, it just looked really cool. It's like things you wanted to see. That one episode where Discovery's being officially chased down by Section 31. They're enemies of the Federation, whatever. And Cornwell takes her shuttle. Yeah. That whole intro scene was beautiful. It was breathtaking because you're just like, you see the shuttle out in space by this planet. And you're like, what is that? Yeah. And all of a sudden there's Discovery. What about Cornwell's death? Did that bother you? Like, did it feel like she could have got out of that, or they could have done something different?
Yeah, that felt forced.
I didn't like that. No,
that felt like she was just really tired of going to work every morning.
Like she couldn't.
Let's get this over with.
She couldn't Indiana Jones that manual switch.
I want to exacerbate my retirement and just kind of move forward. And
right. Yeah. It was just kind of like, really, this is her end, like this. Yeah, this torpedo, this big ass torpedo that didn't detonate, and it's like. We couldn't like tractor beam that shit out, or those bot things they introduced. Did you see? You saw those? What'd you think? When I first saw those, I was like, "What is this?" Like,
I don't know. It was another one of those things where it's just
they're trying to make it interesting.
They're making it interesting, but I mean, it just sometimes just too much. Yeah. And as much as I like them pushing the boundaries, you know, there's so many boundaries you want to push in a season. Right. You know, but
that actually is tech in one of the TNG manuals. Okay. It looks similar, but they're manned. Like there's someone inside. Now, if I was in charge, probably would have been more budget. I would put the dudes inside, like you be inside, like Iron Man with these guys repairing the ship. Like that would be an episode right there. Like, oh my God, they're coming everywhere. Kind of like Matrix 3 when they're shooting those, the big machines they got. Yeah, I would have changed that, I guess. But it's like, why couldn't one of those things pull that thing out? Just felt like it could have been helped. Yeah. She's like, nope, I gotta die. Right. Get away. I gotta die. That is my complaint, though. The whole battle to the jump. You know, Burnham's gonna jump with the suit, of course, and revisit these timelines where she had these signals put up, which. First viewing, I was so lost, and then the second one helped a little bit, but first one, I'm just like, I'm just kind of checking out. Like, this is really cool. I love the visuals when she jumps.
I have to think a lot.
Yeah. But I loved how they captured, like, this is so scary, She's just like screaming, and then it seems like she kind of makes peace with it and is enjoying the ride in a way. But that initial jump, that was really jaw-dropping, I thought. But the whole battle. The little ships, I thought it was very Star Wars-like, and I just didn't like it. I wish we could have taken the Discovery, the Enterprise, and maneuvered these ships within these other ships. But maybe the budget didn't allow them to do that. It's like, let's show off these ships. Like, they're beautiful ships. They did give us the old-fashioned phaser, the blue with the sound effects. Yeah. The minute you enter that Enterprise, the sound effects are just like crank them up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Shh. Like everything was just amazing. I loved it. What about the Enterprise design? Did you like it? I know we've seen the outside of it, but what about the inside? Maybe other angles, of course.
Loved every second of that.
Yeah. That's a nice refit or nice reimagining, if
That's
you will.
Why he needs his own series, so he can just hang out on that bridge some more.
I love that. Eagle Moss, I don't know if you're familiar with them. They make models. They have a replica of that ship. It's like $59, and it's, I don't know, maybe a foot big or something, but I really want to get it. I mean, it doesn't light up or anything, but just to just to be able to turn it and look at it. Yeah. I love the windows in front. Like, that's really cool. And the bridge, the colors... It's a better design than the JJ one by far.
Absolutely.
It's very traditional to what we've come to know. I noticed the lighting was very like Star Trek 6 like to me, Very shiny at first. Mm-hmm. They just armor-alled that sucker. Right. Yeah. It's like, shit, Captain's coming back. We gotta clean up.
Let's buff this guy out.
What'd you think of number 1, Rebecca Romaine?
I thought she was great in that role. Yeah. And, I don't know. She's just
probably needed a little bit more to do, maybe.
A little more to do. I would have liked to have seen more of her.
But it's great.
What you saw was amazing. It was just
love that character.
Not enough, But she killed that role. It's a very good homage. To Majel Barrett.
I thought so too.
So that was good.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. Yeah, like I said, they need to spin this thing off. This cast is really, it's good.
Yeah, there's so many awesome characters.
Going. Yeah, it's just, I loved it. I loved when they were abandoning Discovery to blow it up because they didn't have Norton's antivirus apparently. And that whole maneuver where Discovery is going over the Enterprise.
Yeah.
I didn't like the Dr. Seuss little shuttle.
Oh, yeah.
Or little hallways or whatever you call them.
Yeah.
That connect. I thought that was kind of wonky, but
those arms.
Like cat in the hat.
Right.
But man, I just loved seeing that ship. Like I could just see that. A lot of people motion picture, right? They're like, oh, it's just the freaking Enterprise. The visuals are showing off. Like,
right.
I love that part. That's awesome to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, let's show this sucker off. Let's see what she can do, literally.
Especially, how a lot of those effects still, and I don't mean all of them, but a lot of them hold up today.
Yeah.
It's still a nice looking film.
Oh, it's beautiful. I had to be something back in the day because, I grew up, luckily, seeing the best of the Enterprise, with a budget and, to go from seeing it on the small screen, which looked great, but not, this looked like 2001 big scale. This is beautiful. But yeah, this new Enterprise, love it. I hope to see more of it. And of course, they can have other class of ships. They don't have to all be Enterprise, which is fine. But what do you think of the 950-year jump? Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy. That's really getting out of the timeline realm.
Yeah.
So they can do whatever they want to do.
It's great, but it kind of sets them up like, okay, now you got to tell people what the future's going to be.
Right.
That's almost as bad as trying to play within canon to me.
Right.
It's like you kind of painted yourself in another situation.
Yeah, that's a lot of future.
Yeah. We did a live pod on the last two-parter ending of the season with the Doctor Who podcast, and we were just trying to think like, what's it going to be like?
Right.
Is the Federation still around?
Is any of that stuff still around?
It's just going to be...
What's the technology like? And
right. Because people have their own ideas where things are going too. See, that just... these writers are just like, guys, just whatever. I don't know if they'll even come back.
I know, 950.
Well, when I was on the show, I was talking to guys. I forgot how many years exactly, and I thought it was like 500 and some years, which is still a lot.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, 950. I'm like, what?
Yeah, we're in the year 3000 something now.
I had to go get a drink and come back.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what the hell? How are you going to do that?
Start at 96,375,418.3.
Well, how's that help the budget?
Yeah.
The tech's got to be amazing compared to amazing.
Yeah.
How do you outdo amazing?
Yeah, Discovery's going to go there and it's like a, like a junk compared to anything else.
Unless they come about to other cultures who just discover warp drive, like they're in their 50th year. So that's a way you could kind of have more wonky technology, I guess, more bulky. I don't know. To me, it would have been kind of cool to inherit the 60s aesthetic, just the bulkiness, and I don't even know if that might even cost more to do because you have to build the sets, and a lot of these are like CG inserted, so it's hard to say. But it was freaking fantastic. Arium, we finally got to know more about her, the cyborg, which she was on season 1. Good thing they gave us an introduction to who she was and what she is, because that was the same episode they killed her off.
Yeah, exactly.
When she kind of knew, like, that's why they did it.
Yeah, so we're getting to know this person all of a sudden, after 16, 18 episodes, and now
she's already infected by the future probe from the Matrix, it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
So you knew something was coming with that. But when she was downloading her memories in the beginning to the ship, it harkens back to the Calypso short trek, which once you see it, you'll understand. Yeah. But it's very similar to where Discovery went this season. It's cool how these short treks fill in the gaps. Like when they were introduced, it was kind of like, I'm confused. But now after seeing season 2, it kind of fits right into where we're at.
And maybe if I see those, I won't feel like it was as rushed. But
no, geez, it's only like an hour. It's probably under 2 hours you'd be caught up. There's like 4 of them, maybe.
Okay.
I'm going to go revisit them, too. There's a Harry Mudd one. So
nice.
You'll like that one.
Sweet.
But yeah, that was a really cool character. I wish we would have seen more. She had She had like a Wrath of Khan like funeral.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty cool. Launching her out.
Yeah, that was cool.
It was a cool character. I wish they would have freaking. I just hate that. Like,
right.
Who else are we gonna introduce and then kill them right away? Because there's so many characters. That was the one good thing about PIke this season. They basically, you know, to their credit, I think they listened to a lot of fans' complaints, and the minute PIke gets on that bridge, he's like, all right, everyone introduce yourselves.
Yeah.
It almost felt like, okay, we know you want to know these people, which is the best part of Trek, knowing all these characters.
Well, yeah, because then you're invested in everybody.
Right. Yeah. I hope they go more into that direction.
And so it feels less red shirt like.
Yeah, exactly.
You start to care about those characters.
What do you think of Section 31 overall itself? The whole control concept, Leland, Giorgio's
awesome no matter what. She could kill random innocents and still just probably applaud her. But it's the actress, you know, she's just phenomenal. Yeah. But Section 31, that was Leland. He's turned out to...
Man, I liked him too.
Yeah.
I like, this guy could lead the series. I know Michelle Yeoh is probably going to do that now for sure, but technically maybe he could still be alive, because when all the nanos came out of his skin and shit, he didn't really deteriorate. It looks like he just kind of... It's a long stretch, but it's Star Trek.
Yeah.
If anything's possible, Hugh got brought back from that goo or whatever it was. The spore larva, or which that was interesting too.
Yeah.
I like Giorgio a lot. I think... of course, she's still got a lot of tricks up her sleeve. You know, it's weird she's connected to Michael, but it's only because it reminds her of the other Michael she had.
Yeah.
Not the same. I do think they kind of fast-tracked her changing, you know, from coming from that universe. But maybe because she was so close to death.
Right.
She's like, I'll give it a chance.
Yeah.
But Leland, that was crazy. That guy had a really good presence. I really hope to see him in the future, but I don't know at this point. Control itself... Did you like that concept? The AI Starfleet, basically all this is Burnham's fault. She's the Tony Stark of this new Star Trek, you know, because the Klingon War, they were like, well, shit, we almost got our asses handed to us. We got to create this AI, which is going to become self-aware and try to take over the universe, you know, no big deal. But, you know, it was kind of like a Get Smart reference at first, it seemed, you know.
Exactly. I don't know. I think Control was another aspect we just didn't have to introduce.
Yeah.
But I wasn't against it.
Yeah.
You know, I thought the concept was cool, but there was just so much.
That twist was cool, with the admirals actually being dead.
Right.
And what we seen was just all made up. Leland getting possessed, that was intense.
Yeah.
His freaking eyes. I've seen a lot of gory stuff, but anytime it comes to like eyes or teeth or mouth, you know, like, don't do that. That looked like a bad eye doctor appointment. And then he just basically got assimilated, which people were fearing this was the origin of the Borg. Were you afraid it was going to go there, or were you?
I was afraid it was going to go there.
Yeah,
but I'm glad.
I'm like, wow, let's just shrink that universe down to just a little bit more. I'm glad it wasn't that way, but it's very Terminator-like. You know, just him taking charge, and it's very interesting. And finding out the Burnhams, Michael's parents, were 31 scientists,
right?
And what they did for the time crystal effort, the suit, which they didn't really say what happened to her dad, so maybe he's dead, maybe he's not, I don't know. I guess they could just kind of do whatever.
I got the impression he was, but
so where they've jumped to 950 years, I think her mom's going to be there, so I think they're going to go back to that planet. I think that's the plan. I don't know. I kind of got lost. That's, again, slow down a little bit, you know. Let's breathe in, take it all in, and it's like, we'll forgive it. We're Trek fans. We'll forgive it. Jet Reno, is that her name? Great. She's joined the engineering ranks to me. I hope they build an engineering set, and next season she'll be there. Awesome. She's really good, and it's what's nice is like, she doesn't give two shits, you know. No.
She's like the most human Star Trek character that's ever been created.
Pretty much.
Just awesome.
She is, that's for sure. It was a great season. I liked it. A lot more rewatchability factors, I think, in the first season. First season's still good. I mean, for what it is, you know, it's, again, once they have a clear vision and they actually make it happen, not change it, you know, I think I'll be a lot more on board. But yeah, I think the future's looking up for Star Trek. We're gonna get a lot of these animated shows. 2 animated shows on the way. One's for kids, one's for adults.
Yeah.
Picard series. Hopefully a Pike series.
More
Damn
Discovery.
It. Yes, more Discovery. And Section 31, I think, is coming eventually. So she has to get back somehow, unless they establish Section 31 in the future.
Yeah,
that'd be nuts. But yeah, I don't know. That's about all I really have. Anything else?
No, nothing on my side. I was just, like I said, I think it was also a better season than season 1.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little compact. They try to fit in a lot.
Yeah.
And so it was hard for me to watch. It was hard to binge watch.
Yeah.
Because I had to internalize what I'd just seen.
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
A lot of quick science.
I didn't. Maybe I'm just a moron, but it was hard for me to just go right to the next episode. And dive in. You know? So, and a couple of them I watched twice.
Yeah.
Because if I had a couple week gap or something, I'm like, well, a lot happened. I better rewatch this, and then I'll watch the next one. And But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was a great season, and if that's the end, if that's the last time we see Pike and team, that's gonna be sad.
It's a waste,
because that was just my favorite characters in the entire season. Was probably Spock, Pike, and Saru.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just if I had to pick 3 MVPs for me, it was them.
Right.
Tilly was the only one where I started to get. I didn't like her at first.
Yeah.
Then I started to like her, and I'm not liking her again.
Yeah.
Because it's like every episode we get it, you're going to go off on a weird tangent.
Yeah.
Right? That's enough.
Yeah.
If I was a captain, you're going on light duty for like a week.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
You can learn to shut the fuck up.
That's where the writing comes in, I think. It just needs to be polished a little bit more. I think a lot of them, and I want kind of less, I hate to say it, but I kind of want less window dressing. Like, I think sometimes they're like, here's a Starfleet badge.
Right.
Like, wait, what? What are you guys doing in the background? Oh, nothing. I like science. I didn't like that line of Spock.
No.
That was stupid.
Yeah.
And one more thing where, the new crew lady, she's a security officer now on Discovery. She's got I wrote it down in other notes, of course.
Yeah.
At the end, her and Giorgio are going to go get Leland.
Right.
And she goes, care to join me to make him scream or something? And she goes, yum, yum.
Yeah, that's weird.
That was really stupid. Yeah. So, like, those are the 2 big things. Like, let's cut that shit off.
They make lines like that, and I just want to play the Price is Right fake game every time.
And you're kind of being sexist, like, 2 girls got a cat fight?
Yeah.
Yum, yum? Is that what we're talking about? Like,
right.
I know I'm probably expanding it more than it needs to be, but yeah, that was beneath, I think, those characters. They were already cool enough. They didn't need to say that shit, that's my only complaint. It's like, just tweak the writing. I think the cursing should be turned down a little bit too. I just think the whole idea was in the future, like, language is different.
Yeah.
If you're talking like us, that's not really believable to me.
Right.
It's more intriguing to come up with an alternative, like Battleship Galactica, right?
Battlestar Galactica, yeah.
Battlestar, oh my god. Frack.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's we know what that is.
Yeah.
That to me, that's more intriguing.
Right.
Just shite. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just kind of change it up a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Gets my ARF,
Right. I'm tired of Tilly and her tangents. So.
Yeah, I think if they keep her like calmed down, she's a good character.
Yeah.
But this season's like, okay, it's stand up night again. Here we
she
go.
regressed back into like being a 13-year-old. Dumb.
Right.
Because she got so awesome in the end of season 1 and first part of season 2, and then it's, oh hey, look at me, I'm awkward.
Right. Or I can fix this engineering problem at the end. She's like, yeah, I did it. It was a bar game or a drinking game. I was like, how the hell is that a drinking game?
Right.
Shit, how are you not dead right now?
Exactly.
Someone had to screw up. I dropped the beer. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Love the actress.
Yeah,
no question.
Yeah. She's a favorite. She actually is. I think she just needs to be written a little bit better. That's the problem. I think the writers room, there's so many damn writers, and not to get too much into it, but when I saw this documentary, What We Left Behind, they had a writer's room. They brought the writers back. Ronald Moore, I think is his name.
He also did Battlestar Galactica.
Exactly. He was there, and they thought of season 8 for DS9.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Spoiler. I'm not saying what happens, but it was really cool. And I'm like, why couldn't they just get these guys, bring them back?
Right.
Like, I just, that's the only thing I don't like about this whole Kurtzman, J.J. Abrams run thing. They're in it for the money.
Right.
You know? I'm sure they like Star Trek, but not as much as I would want someone in charge to like, you know?
Right.
Like, Kevin Feige's a big Star Trek fan. Could you imagine him being in charge?
Oh, man.
I long for that day. I think
it'd be less about profit because he knows his quality of storytelling would result in profit. Yeah. That's just what I fear is like, don't change Trek too much. Don't make it just about money because you're gonna miss. You're just gonna miss the importance of it. And, no, and if you do it right, the money will come.
Yeah, right,
you know?
right. And you know, less is more too. You don't have to have a big budget. Like you know, some of the greatest Star Trek didn't have a huge budget, and you know. But nowadays, you can make anything look expensive. You just got to get the right set designer.
Right.
But
the CGI has come so far.
It has. So yeah, lots to look forward to. Hopefully, not as much to complain about.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. It just pains me sometimes. I'm like, oh my gosh, if I was in charge, I'd hire people who like love Star Trek to death. Like that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
They love Star Trek, and they will do their best.
Yeah.
And so. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe Kurtzman will, I don't know, get a little bit more wiser. I don't know.
We'll see. Well, I won't be on Romulan assignment next season, so we'll do this a lot more.
Great. Yeah, we got Picard coming up, and hopefully PIke.
Yeah.
God, give us PIke.
We're gonna have a lot to talk about.
Yes. So, yeah. With that all said, join us next time. I'm Josh.
I'm Steve.
2 to beam up.